So what do you trade?
Mainly, I trade indices. So usually NAS or US30. I used to trade everything, but now I like to stick to either NAS or US30. I'll look at SPX to see what it's doing, but if
It's just not moving as fast.
exactly, that's why I don't really touch it like that. But typically, if they're all moving in the same direction or similar, I see a type of divergence or something, then I'm in US30 or NAS.
Instant.
Yeah, that's straight up.
So there's no thinking about it. You're instantly in there.
Yeah, and I didn't learn my lesson too much of me hesitating, being too scared. Now, if I see the setup, the worst thing that's gonna happen is I lose. And you gotta be the best loser.
You said you were scared though. Like, where did that come from?
It just came
Is it
from
like childhood thing? Like, what is it? What do you think it is?
I would say, so my dad, he works in the bank. So he's not used to hearing me make 5%, 8%, 10% in a day.
10%?
Yeah, he's not, so that's not normal. So just, back then before I was really seeing the profits I'm seeing, it was kind of like, okay, maybe not, let me hold back. But then I realized as long as my risk is set, is one thing that I did not follow when I started.
Of course.
So yeah, like, of course, why would I want to do that? You telling me risk 0.5%? Outrageous.
Hold on. 10% in a day though. So listen, these banks, like people paying millions, putting their money in the bank, right? Mm-hmm. By the end of the year, they're hoping for what? 3%, whatever?
Outrageous.
This guy got 10% in a day.
Yeah.
So what? Tell the bank to just put their money in you, right? One day and just stop trading the rest of the year. Exactly. It's over.
Like, and the funny thing is my dad, since he works for the bank, he's, I always have that, you IRA, Roth, with this and that. And in my head, I'm like, why would I do that? If I know that. Now, obviously, I don't always win. Yes, I have times where I'm losing, and that's, of course, and I always say that because people think trading is just I always win. No, I lose, but I just win. My wins are a lot better when I win. And I was like, yeah, if I can do this myself, there's no purpose of me putting my money there if I can barely trade them at one, just, barely, and still make the returns that I want.
So, like, what did you say you trade most out of all the indices that you're trading?
I would say I trade more of NAS, but I've probably made more off you. Actually, no, I made more off of US30. I like NAS, but US30 is the one that I could say.
Because it moves quicker and you can't close out. You're like, oh, close, already still going.
Yeah, like I know, okay, all right. I already know if I'm gonna close, what it is. Every once in a while, you fold a little bit. You bend a little bit, never fold. But US30, I've always made the most.
Mm-hmm. More pips?
Oh yeah, more points. Because I know, I'm like, okay, if SPX is gonna move and NAS is gonna fall, if they're all moving in the same direction, US30, sometimes, typically when I just happen to see it, it's lagging a little behind. So I'll be able to get a nice risk to reward. And then when it makes its direction or its direction is gonna go, then it shoots. Because the other two are already moving.
So if one had to go, NAS, US30. One of them gone forever.
I'm sorry, NAS can go. I love it. I love it, little baby, but it can go.
Why?
Because if I'm the way how I look at the market is if I'm gonna catch a swing, would I rather catch a swing on NAS or would I rather catch a swing on US30? I'd rather catch it on US30 because it's gonna give me more points.
The swing on NAS is like, and then start changing, going the other way.
Yeah, like I've been burnt by US30 sometimes, but it's better.
At least instantly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, instantly, very quick. But I'd rather if I'm gonna be in a swing and it's gonna be a trending day, I'd rather catch 500, 200. I think the most points I've caught was around like 200 to 250 points on US30, and that's because I closed. Because after a certain point, I'm like, you know what? I'm happy.
You gotta cash out. Yeah, you're not gonna keep flowing.
Yeah, thinking about No, I want to go to the gym, work out, and just.
How many pips?
I think 250 points. It's between 200 and 250 points.
That's a lot, right?
To me, I think so.
That's like the whole expansion of the day.
Oh yeah. Once
you're catching that whole thing though?
Not always. Sometimes, like I did a challenge I think last week, and I caught that it was trending, and I caught most of the expansion. Well, pretty much what I needed to pass. Actually, I caught the whole expansion. It might be maybe
what percent risk?
I start out with like 0.25%. So I start out small, And then as it's showing me that it's going in my direction, then I'll add a little bit more. Or if I'm wrong and I lose, which I think that's what ended up happening was I went small, I lost, and I saw a displacement the opposite way. Then once it's showing me that I like it, then I started entering my bigger lots. So whether that be on the 200K, I think out on US30, I'll enter maybe 10. So I'll enter 5 and 5. Because I got burned on US30 in the past on a bigger account because I entered a huge lot all together. And I was like, I'm never doing that again.